Hello everyone, Jack Atwater here, and welcome on back to another episode of Pop Luck. Today I have three Funko Pops from a bit of an older collection with me. These are Funko Pops from the Wreck-It Ralph line, which was from the second Wreck-It Ralph movie, Ralph Breaks the Internet. Like I said, I have three here, and I kind of wanted to do something a little bit Eastery. I'm not going to have the time to come out with any videos during the actual week of Easter, so I wanted to go ahead and do this. I feel like I have Vanellope here, she has like candy in her hair and stuff. I feel like these just felt a little Eastery, so I wanted to go ahead and review these. Our first one here is Wreck-It Ralph himself. This is number 6 in the collection. I don't really know what line this is. It's untitled. Here, it says click here around the number 6, which I think is cool. It's a reference to the fact that this movie is indeed Ralph Breaks the Internet. The box design features a lot of these like little pixels or whatever, which I guess is supposed to look internet-y. What's cool is this little Wi-Fi signal there. I'm not a huge fan of the box design overall. I'm not a huge fan of just the abstract pixels or whatever that's supposed to be. I think they could have done a little bit more, but let's go ahead and look at the collection on the back. Here is the full set. You got Wreck-It Ralph, Vanellope, Shank, Yes, Nosemore, Fix-It Felix, Taffeta, and Fun Bun. So let's go ahead and get this guy open. All right, so here he is. This is Wreck-It Ralph himself, and I am such a huge fan of this character. And this one is just so huge. Like, this pop is so big compared to other pops. I love the detail. I love how cartoony it looks. The color is very, very much pop, especially that like red, orange-ish shirt, plaid shirt that he has on. I love the overalls, the button that's missing and how it's like coming down there. I think that is very, very cool. I guess it's not a button missing, but it's like torn there. I think that's awesome. His fists are absolutely insanely huge. I love the fact that his overalls are torn down there. There are little tears there. His fists are so big, and the hair on this guy is absolutely crazy. It's so spiky. It's so much fun. There's so much detail, like I said. The coloring on this guy is insane, and I also love the very cartoony ears on either side. I will let it be said, in the face, he doesn't look too much. They didn't nail the face with getting him to look like Ralph from the movie, but the detail and the coloring is absolutely insane. This is just such a great figure. All right, now we move on to my second one in the collection. This is Vanellope, who is number 7. All right, so here she is, and the ponytail in the back makes her super top heavy, so she comes with a little base for her to stand on since she tends to fall backwards, and I absolutely adore this one. There's so much detail here, just like Ralph. It is so bright and vibrant, and I love the stance that she's in. It really makes the character feel very animated with her hands on her hips there. I love the blue on the sweatshirt. I think it's cool that her socks are mismatched and that there's different details in the socks. There's like licorice, it looks like, which is what's being used for the strings on the hoodie. And then she has blush on her cheeks, which I think is really cool. She has little red cheeks there. Go ahead and turn her around. She has the same cartoony ears that Ralph has. And then I love the candy in her hair. That is by far the coolest part and my favorite part of this. The gummy bear, the peppermint patty or whatever that is. Go ahead and keep turning it around. You have the peppermint there, another gummy bear, bunch of small little like sprinkles and things. And then her hair tie is a piece of red licorice. Go ahead, finish turning it around. I love this one. I love the detail on this one. I love the colors on this one. I love the character. I really think they nailed all of the different details here. My only thing is that just like Ralph, it doesn't look too much like Vanellope in the face. Like the detailing on it, yes, it's amazing. But just like Ralph, it doesn't look too much like her in the face. What is so cool is seeing these characters next to each other. Since Vanellope actually isn't too much shorter than a regular Funko Pop when you include the ponytail, but her head is so much lower down than a normal Funko Pop would be, making her look a lot shorter. So compared to Ralph, especially when you cover up that ponytail, she looks so short compared to the overwhelmingly huge Ralph. And then we have my third and final figure in this collection, number 11, Fix-It Felix. So here he is. I also think this one's great, and just like the others though, the detail does more for capturing the character than the actual face does. Like, I don't get a ton of Fix-It Felix out of that face. But the detail is very cool. I love his yellow gloves, how he has one hand out in front and then he has the other hand with his golden hammer. The colors on this guy are great. I love the light blue of the shirt. He has his little Felix tag there, or name tag, I guess. I love the hat. The hat is so big. I love that deep blue. And then the little Fix-It Felix logo, I think is so cool. Go ahead, turn it around. I love the detail on the belt. There's like a little place, I think, for him to put his hammer there. And then on this side, back is completely plain. On this side, he has like a little pocket. I think this one is very, very cool. And just like Ralph and Vanellope, he has those cartoony ears. So I picked up these three a while ago, like years and years ago, because I really wanted the lead three characters from the two movies. Ralph and Vanellope are standout Funko Pops. I think these two are amazing, especially Vanellope. Vanellope is one I would buy again in a heartbeat. Ralph is also very cool, and when these two go together, absolutely amazing. Fix-It Felix, I do love it, and I do love having the three main characters, but I do have to say he is by far the most underwhelming of the three. There's just not a lot of detail. I don't think they really nailed the character right. It's not that I dislike him, but honestly, if I had the chance to buy them again, I would probably just go with Ralph and Vanellope. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great day. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.